If you're a big movie fan, these past few years have been super awesome for you, as we're currently living in a world where tons of giant films come out every single year. With crazy budgets, casts, and interconnected stories, these movies are undeniably awesome. But even the best of the best still usually feature mistakes and goofs of some sort. Now, we aren't saying that these are bad movies in any way. It's just lots of fun to sniff out the slip-ups. Without further ado, here's our list of 10 movie mistakes even the biggest movies can't hide. Enjoy the video, and be sure to comment below which entry was your favorite. Once you're done watching, hit the subscribe button and join the notification squad to stay up to date with all that CBR has to offer. Captain America: Civil War. Many people consider 2016's Captain America: Civil War to be one of the best superhero movies ever made, and there's no denying that the film achieved some serious commercial and critical success. That being said, the movie isn't free from mistakes, and we caught an editing goof that we're guessing Marvel would rather you not see. After Falcon's drone shoots the man with the vial, Black Widow saves the day by catching it before it hits the ground. In the close-up shot, we can see that the lid is in the palm of Scarlett Johansson's hand, but when she gets up, the vial is flipped around and the lid is now above her hand facing up. While this may only be a small continuity slip-up, it's always fun to catch Marvel making mistakes, as their films are usually pretty clean. American Sniper. While there have been many debates about just how many historical mistakes are present in this film, American Sniper also delivers one of the most hilarious bloopers to ever make it to the big screen. The infamous moment comes when Bradley Cooper is holding his character's baby, who was unfortunately portrayed by a not-so-convincing doll. If you watch the scene closely, you can even see Cooper using his hand to make it look like the doll is alive and moving. For a movie that took itself pretty seriously, it's a pretty jarring moment that we hope was a mistake and not some bizarre choice made by an aging Clint Eastwood. Frozen. When we think about movie mistakes, we usually think about real people making mistakes on camera, but as it turns out, animated movies often wield their fair share of slip-ups as well. Frozen is a pretty great movie and undoubtedly a worldwide phenomenon, but even it has its fair share of mistakes. The film's most famous goof actually comes when Elsa's singing the flagship song. With all the excitement of this scene, you may have missed it, but there's a very clear animation mistake that shows Elsa's hair phasing through her shoulder. It happens quickly, but if you have a keen eye or make use of the pause button, you can totally catch this bizarre slip-up. Guardians of the Galaxy. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy are some truly colorful characters, but none is stranger than Drax, played by Dave Bautista, the green-skinned, tattooed alien who audiences are told can't understand metaphors. The idea of Drax being completely literal is played for a few jokes, but the character explicitly drops the idea for one line. Before the attack on Ronan's forces, Drax lets a fellow warrior note,
"I think of Sakaran as paper people."
That's not just a metaphor, but a particularly vivid one at that.
I'm gonna die surrounded by the biggest idiots in the galaxy.
Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Captain America: The Winter Soldier is one of the more carefully made Marvel movies to date, and fans really seem to appreciate the filmmaker's attention to detail in this Steve Rogers sequel. Unfortunately, there was one detail that was messed up, and it's the subject of our next mistake. In the movie, Bucky's commemorative plaque in the National Air and Space Museum states that the soldier was born in 1916. But the same plaque also claims he lived from 1917 to 1944, when he was presumed to be dead. It's a very odd mistake to get a date wrong like this, and we have to think that someone got in some trouble for this goof. The Martian. If you're like us, you're probably still trying to figure out why The Martian and its star Matt Damon were nominated in the comedy category at the 2016 Golden Globes. While the movie does have many funny moments, it really is a drama movie, and a pretty damn good one at that. That being said, even this very carefully crafted film features some pretty bad mistakes, especially those in the form of visible cameras and crew members. When Damon first regains consciousness, there's actually a cameraman who's visible in the reflection of his helmet, and the same problem occurs on a few other occasions throughout the movie. Seeing as they're making a movie where Matt Damon was supposed to be all alone, the crew members should probably have been a little bit more careful. Toy Story. Most fans very fondly remember the first Toy Story movie, but we wonder if anyone remembers a rather big mistake that the film made that likely angered parents of young children. When the army men first set out to see what new toys Andy's gotten for his birthday, they use a baby monitor as a walkie-talkie to communicate back to Woody and the gang. The problem is that baby monitors are not designed for two-way communication, as it would be pretty counterintuitive to have a sleeping baby listening to everything that their parents are saying. This factual error was caught by a lot of people, but we guess that in a world where toys come to life, anything is possible.
Hey, Buzz! You're flying!
Zootopia. Disney's 2016 animated film Zootopia took the world by absolute storm as it put up both huge numbers at the box office and impressive ratings amongst critics. The movie is great, but even the greatest movies have their fair share of goofs. For Zootopia, one of their mistakes actually has to do with some basic math. In the film, it's stated that predators make up just 10% of the population, but it's also said that the predators are outnumbered 10 to 1. Unfortunately for Zootopia, that math just doesn't add up, since 10% would mean a ratio of 9 to 1, not 10 to 1. We're guessing that this slip-up snuck past most kids, but for any folks with a sharp math mind, this would have definitely stuck out. Suicide Squad. People can tell you a lot of things that they think were wrong with 2016's Suicide Squad, but most of those opinions are largely debatable. What isn't debatable, however, is that the movie features quite a few technical mistakes, such as the instance of a visible crew member that we spotted. When Amanda Waller is talking in a restaurant, the camera begins to move until it's facing towards her left side of her face. In this moment, we're able to see a wine glass. Why does that matter? Well, if you look at the wine glass and the reflection it holds, you can totally see the crew moving along with the camera. The Wolf of Wall Street. Margot Robbie took the world by storm with her compelling and undeniably steamy performance in 2013's The Wolf of Wall Street. Robbie was one of the best parts of the hit film, but she was also right at the center of one of its biggest mistakes. In an infamously erotic scene, Robbie's character Naomi is using her sexuality to manipulate her husband. Robbie opens her legs up seductively and says that she's
sick and tired of wearing panties.
The problem is, we can totally see that she is in fact wearing panties in the next shot. While we totally get why the actress wouldn't want to be fully nude, we aren't sure why the filmmakers didn't just cut to her face, leaving the mystery intact. So, there you have it. There's our very own list of 10 movie mistakes even the biggest movies can make. What did you think of our list? Which entry was your favorite? Let us know what you think in the comments section down below, and be sure to subscribe to CBR and to join the notification squad to stay up to date with all of our new videos. Thanks for watching!